This is something that's been going on. I think I remember you telling me about this maybe almost a year ago, 8 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, there was talk about it. I had found out towards the end of December, maybe it was the beginning of January when Philip called me up, and I immediately said, "Yep, I want to do it." It just felt right.
Mm.
For some reason, with Daryl and Vinny being gone, I myself missed these songs. You know what I mean? You could listen to them all you want, but I think having them being performed, in front of you and being performed like the right way, it really resonated with a lot of people once they really found out that this was going to happen.
One of the things that you get diehard fans at first. There's still people that complain that Ace Frehley's not in Kiss, right?
Yeah.
And there's people that complain that Steve Perry's not in Journey, for example. This is a completely different vibe because this is like when Bon Scott passes away. Either you get another singer and the songs continue, or they disappear forever, right?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I liked about what you just said is that like the songs are everything, and to not have those songs in the world was a drag for so long,
Yeah.
When you get together again to play, now the songs are alive, and the songs belong more to the fans than to the actual band and the members of the band themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the thing about it that really hit me the hardest was that, we always joke about if the Beatles, if John and George had still been here, would there have been a reunion? And I think the first thing I said was it probably would have been at the first Live Aid.
Right.
The thing about Vinny and Dime not being here anymore, and Philip and Rex are here, and I think those guys felt I want to go play my songs again too.
Mm.
And I know that there's the diehard fans who have their issues with it, but for me and Zach, we're just honoring our friends, to be honest with you. That's what we're doing. And that's it. I enjoy playing these songs. When I look down at the set list and I see the next song coming, man, I get so excited. So for me, it's so great to be doing this and seeing the reaction. I mean, you saw the videos. I mean, the people are just loving it. So why would you even be so negative about something when you see how much fun people are having and the joy that it's bringing?
I think that that's one of those things that I'm sure that anybody that had those reservations at first, they're probably not having them now because you see, like you said, like you couldn't have picked a better place to start than, South America and Mexico. And like you look at the gig you just had, I think it was Santiago, Chile, maybe. Was it Chile that you guys were just at?
Yeah.
And the whole floor is just like, bah, bah, bah. And it's like, it's very rare to have a band that can create those types of emotions. And even more rare when there's a band like Pantera where you haven't been able to play those songs, like you mentioned, live for 20 years. It's a rebirth.
I know. We couldn't even hear ourselves. That's how loud it was. It was so loud. This thing just came over. It was like I've said this with Anthrax too when we've come down here, that sometimes you just want to stop playing and just take it all in, And that's one thing that the fans in Chile, you didn't see a lot of this.
Right.
You just saw them in the moment enjoying it, and that was one thing that I was just applauding.
Yeah, that's like Charlie just said. You didn't see a lot of people holding up their phones, which you're totally right about that. And like it's. I remember Sting said when the Police reunited and they were having a little bit of issues at first with Stewart and Sting, and then they got over it and they said, we realize now these songs don't belong to us anymore. They belong to the fans. Yeah. You can really see that coming through, like the spirit of these songs, the spirit of the brothers, of Dime and Vinny. I didn't know Dime at all. Obviously, you were very close to him, but Vinny was one of my best friends.